Welcome to part, I don't know, 28, 29 of the truck camper build series. We are finally onto the last major appliance of the 1977 Sunline truck camper Sportster Deluxe 11 FKS. Here we have the hot water heater. Got the water inlet, the water outlet, and the gas inlet. That's it, boys and girls. Let's crack into it. You'll see Marcus and I ripping this thing out of the old camper.
Ooh.
Is it leaking?
We might want to let her drain out.
That's gotta be disgusting.
Here, let her sit.
Model number G6A2. I think we're gonna take this all apart. I hate doing insulation, but we gotta get that insulation out and at least look at it. Let's see what we got here, Tank. I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh! Wow! We got lucky on that one. Getting this thing torn down here. I'm trying to get the tank out. We got a drain valve petcock right here. Then we got, this is the gas valve. I have the burner tube and all that disassembled. This looks like the tank that it's threaded into though. So in order to get that off, it's almost like I gotta spin this entire valve out. Alright, I got the pipe wrench on the neck that goes into the bung of the tank. And then I got this part of the aluminum. I can't get enough torque on it, so now I got these alligator pliers. I'm just joking, they're channel locks. Oh man, that's a lot of force. Alright, I am working on this thing here, and I'll tell you what, I don't know what the heck's in here. I got it to break loose after I heated it with a torch. I'm essentially just squeezing it like this. Boom, that's how I'm getting the leverage. And it is hard coming out the whole way. You can see the bite marks I'm hitting with that. I need a smaller pipe wrench. This was what I got. And holy cripe, I've gotten almost a full revolution, but like it will not. I don't know what's in there because there's wiring going down there. I don't know what gets in there. I hope I'm not breaking. I don't know. I hope I'm not like twisting something that's gonna pop. I literally have been working on getting this valve off for an hour, and I finally have it, I believe, to where I can get the pipe wrench by hand. And you guys are gonna see the removal, hopefully, live. Oh, that didn't sound good. That sounded like I just broke something in there. It was probably twisting it, and she popped. Yep, I broke it. This is the gas valve. It has a copper tube that the thermostat was wired to. That's the thermostat where the different metals will separate and make the connection. That tube is stuck in here with all this corrosion, so I'm trying to get the copper tube just out of the tank. It's all just nasty. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I was trying to show you guys if we could salvage this hot water heater. I just found out that you can get the valve replaced online. You can get the pilot wherever the assembly is with thermocouple and all that. You can get all that stuff replacement. So I was like, let's pressure test this tank. Let's see if we can make it work. In this area, this is inside of the bung where the gas valve was threaded in. And you can see how bad it's pitted. And on the outside, I thought it was just a leak that calcium deposits are built up. It's actually the aluminum bulging out and there's a pinhole right here. You can see the end of the pick there. It's not worth fixing the tank if there's, you know, pitting like that. It's shot. It's done. Odds are that there's pitting somewhere else in it. It's not even worth it. Gotta get a new hot water heater. Now we gotta figure out which one to get. There's tankless water heaters, there's gas ones, there's all sorts of different water heaters now. Yep. Come on. Okay. I'm gonna leave this in there because this is how it goes. This is the real deal. We had a failure, obviously other things failed, but let's go shopping for a hot water heater. Alright, what the heck is this? I had to buy some new stuff. Let's check it out. So there it is. We got brand new water heater, Atwood. The model is GC6AA-10E. And what all that means is it runs off of gas, it has electric igniter, that style. And it also has a 110 volt AC heating element that can be used and or with the gas. So this is what it looks like on the business end. This is your relief valve. This is a little Christmas tree ornament here. We also bought the switch, custom switch for this application, which has the switch to turn on for electric heating element, and then the gas, fire that up from inside the cab, or inside the camper. Used to working on trucks, I guess, huh? Sniff it, see if it's okay. It tells you the amperage, less than 1 amp. There's a bunch of things in here that can fail, versus on the old water heater there was zero electronics, zero. It was a gas valve, pilot light, just like the furnace. It was simple. This thing here is all fancy. There's its positives having all the fancy, because you can just go in the cab or go in the camper and just flip a switch, and then you got hot water. Otherwise, you gotta go outside the camper, get an old Bic lighter, light your pilot. Looking into this brand new hot water heater, and I pulled apart where the AC electrical portion goes in, and there's the heating element in there, and there's a, you know, 2 leads coming off your heating element. It had 2 connectors like this, the fork style ones that go into the heating element, and then are tightened. I pulled this cap off. The line side literally fell off of the heating element when I pulled this off. So that means that heating element forked connector was not tightened down at all. Not even close. It was just laid in there. That would have been a loose connection, and it would have potential. It was a fire hazard. I'm not saying it would have caused a fire, but it would have been a problem. So, God, you can't trust anything. So I got to go through everything in this thing and make sure that it's all good, because it's ridiculous. It was even inspected by someone. It says their name right on it. I should call them up. You inspect this? You inspect this in my camper? So I'm inspecting the rest of this unit to make sure everything's okay after finding that loose connection. And this is pretty loose here. Under here there's a screw, and that screw is actually loose because at the factory they didn't want to tighten it all the way, unless it's stripped. Let's see. Yep, it's stripped. Oh my God. Let's check the top one. That one there was marginal. Alright. It's just annoying when you gotta go through on a brand new product and make it better. So we have it temporarily slid in there. You had to bend the flanges all out, and because they have it for shipping. And we're just gonna temporarily screw this thing in. We need to, hook up all the lines and everything. So we need to get it in here. Running the jigsaw off of the inverter. Nice. Making progress. Got the hot water heater in, starting the electrical. Got the 110 side ready for the receptacle that I'm gonna mount in there. Doing all the DC wiring. These are the hot lines to turn it on, so they're not wired, but the wiring is there ready for it, but I don't want that wired up because it's dry. And then coming over here, there's the switch panel. Got that all wired up. So there you go, got that all done. Building the wall for the front of the stove. Okay, this is how you conserve materials here. Just took all the scraps of 3/4 inch polyethylene foam. I just custom fit, baby. So totally in the middle of this process. And oh, we got some more walls up too. Under here is the main gas manifold that you've seen in previous videos, and I have a T here that I left open, and I got this convoluted 1/2 inch fitting size coming out here, which was all reused. We just got more of this same size type L copper, and we're going to extend this over, and then I have this T here, and we're going to have the fitting that goes into hot water heater, and then another fitting that goes to the oven, which is right here. So just finished doing the bypass valving system so that you can bypass the hot water heater for winterization. I had to make it goofy like this because the sink comes down like right here, so I had to get this 90, and sink's not here right now, so it's hard to avoid something. We're on the outside of the camper, on the inside of the new hot water heater. So I just hooked up the gas line. This is the grommet that it came with, the rubber grommet, and I just slit this in half because the end was on. I couldn't fit it through the grommet, so I slid it in half and then put the grommet back on, and it's not putting too much pressure. You want to kind of bend the copper line so that it's not under a tremendous amount of pressure, because then it'll torques everything and you don't want that. Oh, and this is a Sherman, and that's a tank. That's what you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to put the flare nut on first. Dummy. That's better. There you go. There is a nylon, I believe it's a plastic plug that's for the drain on the actual water heater tank. And it's kind of a pain in the butt to take that drain out every time, the plug. So I went and got a boiler valve, 1/2 inch MPT male boiler valve, brass assembly, just to kind of move it out of the way to get enough clearance so that I could thread on the boiler valve. Got the job complete. Tried cutting, had an issue here, had to make a modification. This is the handle that had the short wings on it. I tried cutting those off to clear the gas line there, but it still wouldn't clear. So this is all back reinstalled and tight. And then that's how much clearance there is. I mean, we're talking 3/8 of an inch. I left the handle off and I made this tool, which is just a piece of steel, and I just cut notches in it. So now I come in here and I can just barely get it onto the notch, and I can turn it and use the, I'm not going to turn it all the way. I made the tool where you can use both of the different sides to get it to turn 360 degrees if you wanted, but it's a quarter turn valve, so I labeled close as, you know, horizontal and vertical as open, just so I know, because they'll just keep spinning in a circle without that handle. So I just made another change here. I got a bolt going through this existing hole of this little bracket for the little tool that I got with a wing nut. So I just crack open that wing nut. Alright, I just snugged it. It's in there. So now I can get to my tool here to remove, or to close and open the valve. Just got the GFCI receptacle wired, and we're going to test it. Alright, we got an orange light. 2 lights. Should be the same. Nice. We are at a turning point for the camper, and we are gonna water test this bad boy. I'm pretty nervous, not gonna lie. I got a lot of plumbing going on. I have the whole system plumbed other than the kitchen sink, which is gonna go right here, and I have 2 plugs. I dribbled. The water level is about quarter filled, and this is a pretty important moment, and I'm going to turn the pump on and see how many leaks we have. Okay. Oh yeah, we have a big leak. Oh, that's good to know. It doesn't work. Round 2, we're going to turn the pump on. See how bad she leaks. I have everything isolated the best I can. Like for example, this is the shower feeds going into the bathroom. So if I have valves anywhere, I have them all off. All the plumbing is charged right now. It's all under pressure. So right now the water is bypassing the hot water heater. So I'm going to turn on the 2 valves here in order to allow it to fill the hot water tank, and then we're going to test it. We have the hot water heater filled with water, and we have a very small leak here, but I'll deal with that later. I just wanted to test the hot water heater. So right now, here's the AC portion of it. It's not plugged in, so we're not going to worry about that. We're going to turn on the propane side of it. Heard something. You gotta put a tank in it first. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Can't even freaking contain myself over here. Took this out to do the other project and forgot. Let's do this again. On gas, and this hot water heater has the capability of switching it on to the electric element at the same time to speed up the process for heating the water. So the receptacle is wired. I have a kilowatt watt readout. It's upside down because of the way I have it wired, and it's plugged in. I did not flip the switch. Let's see if it works. Pulling watts. 1247. With the electric element and the gas, it just cut off. It was probably 15-20 minutes, somewhere in there. Supposedly completely heated the hot water tank, and let's see if she's steamy. We got the exterior outdoor shower here, and we're gonna run the hot water and see how it is. Yeah, I'll tell you that. Oh, now it's hot. Oh, it's steamy.